After working a bit on the volume, the panning, and some basic EQ stuff, it's time to start looking at some compression. And in terms of compression, I'm going to not do too much there. I'm only going to apply some really, like a really light compressor to just glue everything together a little bit, and then a little bit more on the percussion and the choirs. I'm going to use a really nice free plugin here that I got recommended from Walid, which is called, let me see, TDR Feedback Compressor, which is really nice to glue everything together a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is to go to these presets here and use one called Mastering Glue. Let's see here. I'm going to take down the ratio a little bit because you don't want it to compress too much. That's just going to squash everything and kill all the dynamics. You can see that the compressor is barely working at all, so I'm not really compressing much at all. It's only to glue everything together a little bit. Now what I want to do is to also apply some compression to the percussion bus. Let's see what we have. Yeah, I like that slightly gluing effect. Just keeps everything together a little bit more. I think I might be adding it slightly to the choirs as well. Just add a little bit higher ratio there. yeah, you can hear that there's a pretty substantial difference. There's a pretty big difference between the current mix and the unmixed version, which sounds like this. Let's listen to the reference mix now. I like the gluing effect of that compressor. Let's listen to how everything sounds now. It's like that subhead is not really audible. Let me hear. Yeah. Okay, so this one goes to the wrong output, I think. That's why. Go to the sound effects. Yeah, so I think everything sounds a lot better now. I don't really apply much compression, as you can see, just some really light stuff to the group channels, a little bit more on the percussion, and anything else that is really loud and heavy, like the choirs in this case. And then I apply a little bit to the other group channels as well, and a light compression to the master channel, only like 1.6 to 1.7 to 1 ratio. So nothing too much, making sure the compressor is not working hard compressing anything, just making everything glued together a little bit more. So that's basically all for the compression. You can experiment with using compressors in your mixes, but I would recommend against overdoing it too much, because it's going to squash your mix completely and kill all the dynamics and make everything just sound overly compressed. So this is literally all the compression I use when I mix my tracks, especially when they are heavily orchestral. If it was a pure sound design track that's meant to be super loud and just in your face, it will be different. But in this case, it's mostly orchestral instruments, so I want to keep the life and the dynamics of the track as much as possible. So now that the basic compression is done, it's time to head over to the reverb stage, because as we can hear, the balance is pretty nice right now. The thing that's missing the most is to smoothen everything out, create a nice space, and give it a little nice tail, like a reverb tail. That's what we're going to look at in the next video.